Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 772 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I got the boys in blue with me. Ben Funky Askren, James Dean Rader.
I had to look down. I didn't know I had a blue shirt on.
I'm surprised. Remember during COVID, you wore the same ADCC or ACDC shirt like, 12 days in a row?
Oh, man.
You love that shirt.
Some days I still do that.
It's okay. Apparently, because according to you, that's when we learned that you don't smell. You get no BO.
We learned that you said that.
I don't have BO. I don't have BO.
I have a weird. I get BO only during times of high stress. I'll just start to immediately smell.
Look, you don't get BO.
Heard that.
Kim Jong-un doesn't poop. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Kim Jong-un doesn't poop?
That's what he says. Because he uses up all of his energy.
He's that efficient.
He doesn't need to, yes.
I believe Dennis from It's Always Sunny said that as well.
Listen, I have a very regular poop schedule, but sometimes go to youth tournament, don't eat too much, work out hard at night or something, and I'm not pooping very much, burning up all that energy.
That's Kim good, because you don't want to do a lot of pooping at a wrestling tournament.
Yeah, that's the worst way.
The key is to find the bathroom nobody knows about.
Yeah, you got to know where all the secret stalls are. Some people don't get it. Okay, so top of the show, the RTCs I feel like find themselves in the crosshairs once a year or so, and it's that time of year, And
well, if I read this right, Christian, this thing it feels as though when I read it, it's first introduced in 2019.
Yes.
And essentially they said they're going to push it down, and then Corona happened, and then another Corona happened, and then now it's here.
Back-to-back Corona,
right? Something
derailed it. Yeah,
and then they decided Corona was over, and now let's talk about RTCs.
Now the rules, the proposal seems to strictly limit not every aspect of the RTCs, just the prospective student athletes training at the RTCs.
Yes.
Which I think of the changes, I don't think it's that huge of a deal. Although I also don't think it's that huge of a problem either. I understand. See, so more broadly, I understand the added pressure, the added responsibility that's put upon the college programs that have to not only support their program, their Division I programs, but also an RTC on top of it, and the added fundraising and everything that goes along with it. But this doesn't seem to get to the heart of that. This is just really just sort of limiting opportunities. But what I think it's actually going to do is just going to move the opportunities slightly off campus to pretty similar approximations of the RTCs. So would be my guess.
I actually feel like if it's not this easy, a lot of college coaches won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, most of the RTC programs can literally say, hey, we're having RTC practice. Anyone who meets this certain set of criteria, which is not that difficult to meet, can come up and do it if you're within a 250-mile radius, which is, especially on the East Coast, very large, right? You cover a gigantic population.
Yeah.
And if they have to go set up, essentially they'd have to set up kind of like a wrestling club off campus somewhere and then set practices and be NCAA compliant. I feel like that maybe will cross the threshold of what they really want to do for the most of them.
Yeah, so I think that the programs that you would see do it are the ones that are already winning, already really successful, already have the funds, right? I think that's what you would see, and I think it could create more of a disparity among. Do
you actually think that so Kale has M2 already as their youth training club. Do you think Michigan would actually set up a youth and high school training facility which meets compliance off campus? You think they would do that? A lot of work.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's only some slight tweaks. Does it have to be off campus? Well, this doesn't even pertain to senior level though, right? So the senior level athletes seem to be unimpacted by this change.
So you said just for prospective student athletes.
Right. So I guess your question is, would they have something like that for them? Maybe. I bet it would be probably 10 or less programs would probably end up doing this, right?
My argument to them, my argument to this would be that there's a club proliferation, right? We do clubs here in Wisconsin, AWA does, but it is getting more and more popular. And so the ability of kids to go find good training situations, it's not really all that hard, right? And then obviously with the RTC structure, there is, I believe, roughly a 6 month window where they can't have prospective student athletes in there because it's during the college season. And so obviously those college coaches can't have contact with them during that period. And so obviously during that period, all of those kids are finding other clubs. Like those kids they're just not training for 6 months, you know. And so I think it is a situation where it's almost strictly for recruiting and getting to know kids and getting to meet kids. And it is, I mean, who it's really beneficial for is the people on the East Coast because there's really good wrestling in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of colleges within 250 miles.
Yes. So USA Wrestling put a letter together. I guess the USOPC put a letter together that they want to delay the vote, and they obviously do not want this to happen. And some of their points I think are good. Some of them I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that, you know, they cite the cessation of all of these programs getting cut. The rate of that has decreased maybe to an extent, but they sort of correlated the advent of RTCs with that, which I don't think is related at all.
There's no correlation whatsoever.
I think that's just two things that coincidentally happened
Around
a similar period of time. And I don't and so but they also cite that this is going to be really negative for women's wrestling.
So why did they think that? I guess I wasn't really understanding exactly what the point was there. Because as far as prospective students, I mean, I can tell you I ran one for 2 years. As far as prospective student athletes go, we didn't have a lot of females. It was a couple that came up once in a while, but it was, you know, unfortunately, I wish my club could attract more females, but we have probably 95% male, and the RTC practices were roughly 95% male for prospective student athletes.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at obviously we don't want any impediments to women's wrestling growth. I just don't think that this is a strong proponent. The number they said there's 30 elite caliber women's wrestlers training at 7 D1 opportunities, but 13 of those are active senior levels. So does that mean they're talking about 17?
Well, and so hold on, Christian. If that college doesn't have a women's program, then how could that be a prospective student athlete? They don't even hold that sport.
Yeah, that's a great point. So they're not PSA. So, yeah. So yeah, maybe honestly, why would they not? If they do this, they should really carve it out so that the women can train wherever they want. Since there's only one, these athletes aren't prospective student athletes at that point, right?
They're not prospective student athletes.
I guess only Iowa would that apply to, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And if you're going to Iowa, why would you? And you were at college age, why wouldn't you just be on the team?
Well, you're prospective, so you're in high school.
Well, but of who they're referring to residents of the RTCs that are college age, I believe, is what they're saying there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So if they were college age, then they would actually be on the team. They're just, and honestly, I'm not really sure why. So I guess maybe just because some of the women don't want to go to school, but some of the women athletes who are college age but do not compete within the college system, and train at an RTC or something. I'm not really sure why they make that decision. I haven't asked them those questions. But the women's nationals is freestyle, so it's not like they don't want to change styles or something. I think they made a decision where they want to train, and it's not at a college who supports a women's wrestling program.
Yes. So as far as you're concerned, what do you think is the positive or negative impact for high school wrestlers if this is eliminated?
I want to say not a lot. I mean, you're going to get some cool opportunities with some RT. This is what I'm saying, especially on the East Coast, because one time, so I did this for AWA, right? And it doesn't really affect our business too much because Wisconsin and Northwestern, the only two RTCs within 250 miles that house practices or whatever, right? So our athletes can take advantage of those sometimes. But if you're on the East Coast, you could literally within 250 miles, you can go like 9 different colleges. You know, you could be in the room with Jordan Burroughs one day, you could be in the room with the NYC RTC, right? You could go just to different places. So I would think it would have more impact on clubs out there. So kids in the Midwest, they need a regular club. If they want to be good, they need a regular club to train at. They can't be reliant on RTCs for that training. So I don't think it affects them very much. I think it does affect the college recruiting dynamic. I would actually be curious to see some statistics if kids stay closer to home with this, right? Because the kid does go to the RTC, then they develop the relationship with the college coach. Are they more likely to go there then?
Yeah, I'm curious. Where is it happening that so you want to look to the power programs first, right? Okay, because that's the place where you would assume it would be most likely you're seeing this, and it's also that's the coaches that are proponents of limiting RTCs. Whether it's set or not, it's to create some illusion of parity. Like that's sort of what they're trying to get. Yeah. But you look at Penn State, you look at Iowa, you look at Ohio State, Oklahoma State maybe is one of the examples. But like where is the pipeline from guys training a ton as high schoolers, prospective student athletes in the Nittany Lion, in the Hawkeye, in the Cowboy Room, and then going?
Oklahoma State, there is absolutely a pipeline there.
Yeah. That would probably be an example, right? Because they were probably training.
I'd be curious. I don't know, Christian. Do you know, so obviously a lot of those Iowa guys, there's good clubs in Iowa, but a lot of those Iowa guys who are going to Iowa, are they also hitting an RTC practice or two?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like someone like Drake, I feel like he was pretty exclusively just training with doing the Seabolt thing. And maybe on occasion. I just
pretty
don't think
far away from Iowa City.
Yeah, it's also not that close. I think there's maybe a little supplementation on occasion, but I don't think it's anyone's like. I don't know if there's an example of a lot of high level blue chip athletes who use the RTC as like a primary training thing any more so than it was an occasional supplemental. They would come in for a practice and then went to the school, right? I remember like Pitt would have RTC practice. One time we were visiting Pitt and Luke Pletcher was there. This was when he was a high schooler, and it's like Luke Pletcher trained in the Pitt room all the time, but he didn't. He went to Ohio State. Certainly.
I would be curious. Someone like Penn also, are they getting a lot of the local kids? Because I see their stuff on Twitter, and they put a huge amount of effort into not just. I mean, they're doing great on the senior level also, but they do a huge amount of effort into like outreach into the high school and youth ages.
Jordan Burroughs is coaching. Not even just practicing.
Yeah, so I honestly I understand why the coaches want some limitations. I don't know that this is necessarily gonna. I feel like you're just kind of moving this around, but I feel like the things they're trying to stop are still gonna happen, right?
Honestly, so I don't really feel strongly whether this happens or does not happen. I don't think it's a huge effect for anyone really. And I mean, the second thing I think, I actually was thinking when you sent me this, it would be some type of thing of all RTCs just going away. And I was thinking of RTCs, like, obviously for the senior level athletes, the RTC system has been very impactful to America's freestyle success. Absolutely. Right. But as far as colleges, like, I don't really think they help out all colleges. There's a couple of colleges it really helps, right? But kind of across the board, I think it probably is a hindrance and a pain in the ass and too much time spent on something that's not your college program.
Yeah. What do you have any examples?
What do you mean?
Well, which kind of programs? When is it a distraction? When is it not worth it?
Well, a lot of colleges. I mean, they have right. So there's the ones that have serious RTCs: Penn, Michigan, Penn State, obviously, right? There's a few. They have like a decent amount of senior level athletes there. They have senior level athlete practices, and they're doing their thing, But for the high majority, it's like essentially a way for that college to get another coach or two in the room, right? Yeah. Or maybe a good senior level workout partner who's got some maturity and some wisdom and can have a positive effect on the athletes on their college team. That's what it is. And so, I kind of, as I was reading through this document, a lot of the statements that applied in this thing could apply to that too. Like, because essentially what a lot of document was saying is that the college coaches are spending so much time on people who are not their student athletes, right? Not that. They're spending more time doing other things. And I thought that kind of that wording had the same application to the other part of the RTC as well.
Yeah, and my thought on that is don't do it, right? Is that an oversimplification just to say, listen, you don't have to have an RTC. You don't have to fundraise for senior level athletes. You can pour all your focus into your Division I program. And I don't know what is lost. If that's the direction you choose, then that's the direction you choose. But if it's worth it to you to have senior level athletes train there, then it's worth it for you to do it. But there's no gun to anyone's head here, right?
Yeah, I think it is. But I think it's a factor of like, right, this is human emotion right here. Keeping up with the Joneses, they're doing this. I have to keep up with them. And then high school recruits, they're also gullible, right? And their parents all gullible. They have no idea what's going on for 94% of them or so. And so, to get all these college coaches negative recruit too. So if you don't do it, and then they go to another program, they'll say, yeah, they don't even have an RTC. Why would you go there?
Yeah.
That type of thing. Like, so then I think the college coaches all feel as though they have to do it. There's a few who are like, I'm not doing it. And actually, I think that's kind of cool when they say, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. But the majority of them feel as though like they have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they do have to. But I mean, because you look at some of the quote RTCs and there's like, who are the athletes at these?
Yeah,
a lot of them just have
an
RTC, but there's not actually athletes that really are seriously training there.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I personally don't want to see changes to RTCs. Personally, I don't think it's helpful. I understand that. But I'm not putting my head in the sand that it's a huge burden for some of these programs if they choose to take it on, right?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't hate it if it was like, so like there's certain RTCs that are real serious RTCs and they're producing a lot of senior level athletes and it's created great opportunities for senior level athletes. If we all the United States said, hey, we like what this is, because essentially this is what's happening, right? This is the argument on the other side. We love what this is doing for our senior level athletes. It's keeping more of them around. It's making us more competitive. It's doing really positive things, right? That would be majority of people's arguments for not doing away with the RTCs, which I agree with fully. So if instead it was like 54 current RTCs or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
If we took those and shrunk it to 5 or something to that effect, and then, kind of place them in certain locations. Now this would be where people say like, well, Penn State gets one that's going to really help them. Yeah, it kind of is, or Michigan is going to help them. Yeah, it is. But that would probably be more productive even for senior level athletes than current, give them a handful of places they can train at and then, kind of work together on the funding of those programs.
Yeah. Well, like the Pennsylvania RTC is like a shared RTC between Drexel and Penn.
Yes.
Maybe a sort of a smaller model of what you're describing.
Yeah, exactly.
But the bottom line is like for a Penn State, if you're worried about the imbalance of power there, man, if you think this is going to do anything to slow that train for Penn State, you're kind of delusional in my opinion.
Actually, this doesn't really affect Penn State. I don't think nearly as much because I think isn't State College kind of in the middle of nowhere? So 250 miles actually doesn't get them nearly as far as like if you're like in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, you can get all the way down Long Island and you can go all the way down to like Virginia. Like you can go a really long ways from Philadelphia.
I mean, I think 250 miles gets it close to the entire state from a radius. I think they almost they make it to Ohio even. So they have most of the state in Ohio. So it's pretty big. It's central Pennsylvania. So if you're in the center of Pennsylvania, the radius is going to be.
It is actually dead. It looks like dead in the center of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Let's see how far state. How do you think it is from State College to Philly?
That's why Kale put Penn State there because for the radius.
What a genius!
It was smart.
It is 200 miles from State College.
Look at this radius.
Philly.
Look at this radius.
Whoa! Well, sorry, I'm on another tab. Give me one.
This goes all the way to Canada.
He's
Look at
recruiting
this.
the Canadians.
He's getting.
Jesus.
He
What
gets-
the?
He's darn near to Michigan. He is in Michigan.
Wow.
Toronto. He's got the
Crazy.
Shenandoah Valley's in there. That's probably a big part of it.
Hotbed.
Want to recruit some of those bison. So yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
a lot.
Yeah. Wow. So like versus your Arizona State 250 miles,
Yeah.
it gets you to like no hotbeds, only Valiant Prep. That's it.
Yeah. Look, he's about to do it again. He's about to do it for Arizona State. Whoops.
Is he really?
Look, he's working. Tyler's working OT on this radius.
Seriously.
This radius project.
Yeah.
So-
So, I honestly I don't feel like it's that huge of a deal one way or the other way.
Yeah, I don't see a huge change happening here. Now, is this the beginning of? Are they just taking little hacks at the RTCs until there's nothing left? I mean, I don't
Wait,
know.
what the heck?
What?
Is this true? Kennedy Monday released his top 4 transfer destinations: Penn State, Arizona State, Michigan, and Rutgers.
That is true.
Okay.
Wow. And if he's transferred, why did he just retire last year? Because he definitely did not wrestle last year.
Yeah, he definitely did not. I thought he was done and going into MMA.
You got excited?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's I guess he's back for one more year. I don't know if
Maybe
he's
two.
maybe two. I don't
Maybe
know.
two.
But although I don't understand how his clock stopped this year. Like, how does this year that just happened not count for him?
Was he not enrolled?
Doesn't matter.
That's what I don't understand. It doesn't matter at Division 1 level. You can't
could-
just stop your clock whenever you
yeah,
want.
you can't just stop it if without a. It's not like he used a red shirt his true freshman year. I recall.
Yeah.
He was actually down at 149, and he was so big it didn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
But so yeah, I don't know where he's gonna go.
He sure doesn't stop even if you graduate.
I don't think
I
your
don't-
clock
I
once
don't
it starts,
think
it
so.
doesn't
I
stop
don't-
unless you take like an
Yes.
Olympic or take a.
I'm pretty
yes.
sure it does because what's his name literally went into the army for multiple years.
I think if you.
Then
Okay,
came
Army,
back.
military would
I
be
think
one way.
military
Yeah.
stops it.
Yeah, was he in the army?
Yes, he
Who
was.
went
He
in
was
the
Navy
army?
SEAL.
Well, that Wolf guy, Ryan Wolf, he was.
He was like 27
Oh,
this
from
year.
Purdue, that kid?
Yeah, he was in Navy, and then
He became a SEAL.
Vince Turk, famously.
He was, but wait, his clock didn't stop, did it?
I think it must have.
Oh, okay, weird.
Yeah, so maybe the military or I don't know if LDS missions are how they work either. I think what's funny?
I just read down the doc. We got another AJ Ferrari situation.
Oh yeah.
We do?
Muskaev got Ferrari'd.
Oh my gosh.
This one was bad. There's grab and twist on this
Oh
one.
yeah.
Stop.
I'm serious.
It was a triple leg takedown.
This
And
is
the
why
GOAT
AJ
still
got
got it
mad.
done,
This is why
still
AJ
ticked.
got mad at me.
Who got mad?
AJ, don't you remember he raged on Twitter after this?
Yeah. he
After
said-
the Younger incident, which I mean, listen, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It was hilarious. So yeah.
you just don't know thigh pry technique, Ben.
Don't.
We should pull this. No pun intended. The clip. So, if you don't know, Euros is happening. Haji Aliyev wrestled Ismail Musakayev. Musakayev is the most famous gasser.
He's the GOAT.
He is a legendary international wrestler. For anyone that watches international wrestling, this guy is like appointment viewing because he's so good. He's so incredible. His movement is insane. But he gets so tired and finds the most hilarious ways to get out things. So he's wrestling Haji Aliyev, an Olympic silver medalist, an Olympic bronze medalist, world champion. And he's kind of
It's
taking...
so small on my screen. Can we get it higher or bigger?
No.
This is normal. What are you talking about?
Just however, this is the normal size.
Is he
This
doing
is
it right now?
This is just
Oh,
the
where'd it
first
go? Where'd it
takedown
go?
in lace.
I don't know what Ben's actually looking
Oh.
at. It's right
Oh,
on
there
the
you go.
screen.
I'm watching the Zoom.
Okay, so he takes him down, takes it for a lace. So it's like Musakayev getting off to a hot start is not uncommon. It's what
normal.
happens in the second period. Like he was up 9-0 on Yanni, and Yanni teched him.
He didn't tech him. He
He made him quit.
Oh, he cautioned him out. It was
Cautioned him
even
out.
even more embarrassing. And so you know that there's going to be some antics in any Musakayev match, right?
Yes.
And what ends up happening is when we were watching this live,
Look, this is all antics on Haji.
this is a Haji antic situation, but we were thinking, okay, this is classic Musakayev faking something.
Shenanigans.
He's faked many injuries, many of them to
Alleged.
any to his nether region. So he gives up this takedown here.
Wait, what happened?
Okay, so we're watching this, and we're like, hold on,
He's
man. All right,
faking
here we
it.
go again with Musakayev. He's faking another injury.
Look at Haji acting like he
Haji-
didn't grab
and-
and twist.
Haji, and then we run the tapes. We run the tapes, and this man, Haji Aliyev,
Rewind, Tyler.
and we're gonna
Give me
yeah.
See, he even said he was pulling. Actually,
So you can see the left
Wait,
hand
hold on,
of
Christian,
Haji.
pause it.
Okay, pause it.
Pause it. You guys have seen the old dick twist, right? That video.
yeah, grab his dick and twist.
I haven't seen this.
Oh my God, you can go watch on YouTube. It's too
I'm not
funny.
gonna Google that.
You
Actually.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Chris, I'll just tell you, it's a guy. He's essentially at an MMA fight, and he's yelling, "Grab it and twist it."
He yelled that?
Yes. Is that like some like
Oh,
local
wow.
MMA?
The coach?
thing?
The coach yelled
No,
it?
just a
No,
fan.
some guy. A fan.
Oh.
But
okay.
so serious too. Like it doesn't look like he's joking.
All right. Well, in this is very serious in the Euro finals. And so upon closer
zooming in?
examination, the left hand of Haji Aliyev is implicated here. And it looked like a really good head wheel, like a Hunter Stieber style finish, and then we look at the left hand and the grimace on Musakayev's face. Look at that. Look at
Look,
the left.
there's
He got the
pull.
twig and berries.
Yeah.
He's got the twig.
He's got everything.
Yeah.
It's all there. And honestly, Musakayev's hurting. And the thing is, this is good evidence for Musakayev, because now we know what he actually looks like when he's truly hurt.
Tyler, keep letting the video play. Because Musakayev lets you know exactly what happened.
There's no ambiguity on Ismail's part. He is going to
Oh
give
my
it to you. So
God.
now the refs talk about it.
Right
So
here. Look, he's like he pulled.
Yeah, he gave that's what Haji. Why are you acting like you didn't do that? The ref is giving it to him. So we're watching this during lunch, and we have no idea what actually happened. We're like, what's going on here? And then Musakayev gets a point. We're like, wait, what is going on? Look at him lying there.
Right there.
Bust out the cold
and
spray
you-
for
You
D's
can't
nuts.
grab his twig and twist it.
This guy's like, I can't believe the things I've seen. Oh, now they're shaking his legs out.
This is classic. You
This
get hit in
is-
the nuts technique, though.
This is helping nothing. And this is
So
just
he probably-
feeding
he probably
my
grabbed his
paranoia
nuts, not
about.
his
You got to bounce him around a little
schlong.
bit.
No, Christian, he probably grabbed his nuts, not his schlong. That would
Oh
hurt
my
way
gosh.
worse if someone.
I think he got it all.
He got it all.
Oh, my stomach hurts from laughing.
And Musakayev.
Sorry if you're just watching this on Apple. Go switch over to Spotify and you can watch.
Look how
greatness.
sad he is. You know what the thing is? It's with Musakayev. You know he's going to milk this injury for all it's worth. He's going to take the maximum amount of time. It's like a 3-4 minute break here. I'm acting like he can't. This guy's hurting. But then
I would not shake a man's hand after that. They slap hands. I'd say, no, man, you just grab my nuts and squeeze them hard. You
Yeah.
are not a good person. We are not slapping hands.
he's shaking plenty at that point. It's
No,
we're past the
We're not
point.
shaking hands. You
But
squeeze my nuts.
Musakayev-
We don't shake hands.
If you fast forward to 7:34, Tyler, you can see him finish this in amazing fashion.
Oh god,
Yeah. So Musakayev ends up getting the tech here.
my stomach hurts.
Watch this. Watch this.
No,
Kaboom!
kind of like a Metzger almost finish after Haji looks for the inside trip, and 12-1 in Hungary. So great performance by Musakayev, overcoming
Oh my
everything.
gosh.
He doesn't even look that tired. We know he
He's
is.
a legend.
Well, he got a nut break for like 4 minutes.
That's true. He finds
Oh,
a
man.
way. We got to go back to just the last 15 Musakayev matches and how much injury time he's taken, time elapsed. I want to know.
Oh man, my stomach hurts right now, Christian. That was one of the best segments we've ever done in our whole life.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time he laughed this hard was the younger AJ situation.
And that was just a cupping. That wasn't a grab and twist.
Yeah.
No, that was a little. It was a little. He had a little tug there. It wasn't nearly as bad. That one was way worse.
Man, That is just not a temptation I've really ever felt.
I mean, in the AJ situation, I don't really see how it helped. In that situation, he got the takedown.
It really helped.
So it definitely helped. It was, yeah.
That's a classic perfect practice makes perfect situation, because that you don't just drill the head position. Everything was pristine on the finish. There was no resistance. So yeah, that's definitely it's tough to beat that that moment. But Musakaev wins. He looks like a potential world champion. We'll see.
The people's champ.
People's champion.
People's champ. He's definitely that.
It's weird to not have Russia at Euros. That is a little
weird, right?
strange. Although Musakaev is
And
Russian.
Belarus, maybe?
Belarus, yes.
Belarus.
They are not welcome.
What's Belarus's problem?
They're
What'd they do?
allies.
They're basically Russia also.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Sorry if that's not
Okay.
politically like the exact terminology, but
yeah.
basically they're closely aligned with
Okay. That's fair.
Putin.
All right.
Oh, and we've
So
got
it's-
also Eurovision. We've got Chamizo versus Sal Kazanov final at 74.
Big Salk.
Salk's remind the people of Sal Kazanov's greatest hits.
Which country is he from?
He is Slovakia, I
I know
believe.
I know he's a Russian.
But he's Russian transfer. He's the guy who went crazy a year ago at, I'm trying to remember what tournament it was. It might have been Euros a year or two ago and beat
What do you go
Chamizo.
crazy for?
Yeah, which is why he's ranked ahead of Chamizo. He's currently number 4 in the world. Chamizo number 5.
Yeah. So we'll get that match, and we'll get to see. We haven't seen a lot of Chamizo. He hasn't wrestled since the Olympics. Is that right?
Correct? I mean, he's
That
wrestled
feels right.
matches to make it to the final here, but
Miocic will turn around and competed really quickly.
Well,
Anamine, that's crazy.
to if you just compete here, you qualify your country to be eligible at the World Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I thought everyone could go to Worlds.
It's I don't know, it's something or another. Like
What? I thought the Worlds was an open tournament.
you somehow like have to be someone from your country or something has to be like present at Continental or something like that.
What?
I forget the exact process. Yes, it's a thing.
Sal
Really?
Kazanov at Euros beat Zamolov, Kinchadze, and Chamizo.
Yes.
That's a wild
I
run.
feel, man, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, Christian. I'm like
You still
trying to catch
thinking
my
about
breath over
grabbing
here.
twist?
My face hurts. My face hurts from the old dick
killing
twist.
me. Hey, and so also just memory lane with Sal Kazanov. He lost, so he went to he did not qualify for the Olympics when we thought he would.
Okay.
And who did he lose to? Kadi Magomedov, the man
The myth, the legend.
who would beat Dake. So had Sal Kazanov just beaten Kadi Magomedov, who knows? We could be talking about Kyle Dake, great Olympic champion. Although there's this guy in Russia named Sidikov that would probably had something to say about it. Hopefully we get that match at some
Who
point.
defeated Cutting?
He defeated
Now
Kadi.
who
mere
knows
hours
about
later.
that match, because who knows when they'll let Russia back in.
Yeah, we gotta set it up. Are we
Yeah.
allowed to do that?
Yes, I
would
allow
hope
it.
so. You might
J-
get canceled.
JD cleared it. Oh wow, that'd be devastating. Okay, where to next? Talk a little Euros. Evan Wick. We've got a clip.
Croatia. There we go. I love it.
Croatian Evan Wick. All right, let's play this clip here.
If I were to go to World Team Trials, it'd be at 74 kg. But you may see me here. My mom gets her citizenship. I may be wrestling for Croatia here pretty soon. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Like pretty soon? What does that mean?
probably next year.
Dang. Okay. So also in this clip with Bader, he said that he thought the score was tied between he and Griffith. He didn't realize he was winning. And so as a result of the tie, they did the classic thing that we always say happens. Everyone just assumes the last 20 seconds no one's going to wrestle, and we'll just save it for overtime.
A gentleman's.
A gentleman's agreement to not shoot or try anything. And then Shane shot and took the kind of doubled off and finished, and he thought it was tied at that point. And then he realized after the match that he was winning with riding time, and he said it was very
Sad.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
And he said he's just been replaying that sequence in his head over and over and over again.
Dang well.
Which is crazy, but it's also one of those things like very very relatable that like all these guys, they have all these matches and all this awareness and knowledge, and even still like you can have these kind of quick mental lapses that can cost you, and like keeping your head in those moments. How hard is it? Okay, good wrestlers can answer this, but like you never wrestled with the new current freestyle rules, Ben. Well, you sort of did, but you know.
Yeah, because even he's starting in 2006, I believe it was criteria. If it was 0-0, you went to the ball grab or whatever. But other than that, if it was 2-2, it was criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, there's criteria. So how tough is it, or to like keep?
I
all
don't
that
think it's
track
very
in?
hard.
Yeah, because I can do it when I'm
never-
watching it, but I'm not like in the match, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I do have a 147 IQ, so maybe that's why.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go with the 147 IQ.
No, I never thought it was very challenging keeping score and understanding who's in the lead, who's winning, and that stuff.
Okay. D3, there's a locking hands call that I keep getting tagged in. Have you seen this, Ben?
You know what? I got tagged in a whole bunch, and I have not clicked on it. So let's click. Let's do this together, Christian. Let's cross this threshold, do this thing, and give our opinion on it.
There's appeals in progress. I guess it cost it was a big match at D3's. Does Tyler have the video?
So how could they appeal it now? Significantly after the fact.
There was a locked hands call, and then they wiped it after a review, Ben.
Can we put this on a large screen, guys?
It doesn't get any. It doesn't get much bigger. It's also in the
call
doc.
The match was locked hands. The match ends. The official video review the call, declare no locked hands, take the points back, and send the match to overtime. Okay, we need to watch more than. Oh man, that's it's kind of close because obviously this clip is being played in slow motion.
Yes, I don't honestly. Maybe I'm.
It could definitely, maybe.
Maybe it's definitely not some like. I mean, my gosh, Ian Miller and Brian Real Buto happened. Like what?
Hey, don't bring my boy Brian Real Buto up.
Well, he. I mean, I'm not bringing him into. I mean, he lost that match.
He's doing great. I saw him in NCAAs. He's slanging so much meat.
Oh gosh, start to call him Haji.
No, he's got a. That's the industry they're in. Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks. Philly cheesesteaks, ground beef. You want
grabbing and twisting business?
Family. They're not in the grab and twist business. As far as I know, they're not.
Yeah. I think
he's got a wife, so I don't think there's any grabbing and twisting.
So what is the
So does Haji.
The thing about oh my gosh. We may not get back on this locked hands call. I don't think it's some huge controversy. I think it's a really close call either way. I don't think it's a clear locked hands or a clear not locked hands. And
I would lean towards locked hands, but I would like to watch it in real time. That clip was slow motion, so in real time it may feel differently because the knee obviously is still on the mat, but it's in the process of coming up as the hands are being locked. So it's likely would be a locked hands call, but then you also, I don't know. I see it as being really close.
It is interesting that an appeal is going through.
Yeah, that it got to that point. Listen, also think about that California Bo Mantanota state finals. Like you think about those kind of calls where they wipe a reversal completely and let the whole thing play out. It's like I just can't get that fired up.
That was probably worse.
One. So this is probably not the answer you wanted, Joe Katungo.
Joe Katungo. What a name.
But yeah, I don't get that fired up about this one. I think it's probably fine.
It is. So they went back and overturned it.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting as well. That they went back and looked at that and said that is conclusive evidence that it should be overturned.
Yeah, I don't know that I would agree with that.
Yeah, if it was locked hands in the mat, that probably would have left it.
Agreed. Okay. We have voicemails. Voicemails are back. See, sometimes people complain that the voicemail box is full, but I guess
That was one time.
I heard about it after too. But it's empty. So we got questions. Voicemails. Which one do you want to pull in first, JD?
Let's do Daniel from Stanford.
Daniel from
I
Stanford.
liked his.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Daniel calling from Stanford, California, home of two-time NCAA finalist, one-time champ Shane Griffith. I have an interesting FRL clip I'd like to share with you.
Let's get the taser out. If Wyatt Henderson finishes lower than 14th, I will get tased.
Henderson did not make it to the blood round, so Ben, you gotta pay up, buddy. It's time to get tased.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, who? Oh, that's a Hendrickson?
Hendrickson.
Damn it all! I'm gonna get tased. Oh, I'm a man of my word. I'll get tased.
We gotta tase him.
Son of a.
Wow.
Oh, Wyatt Hendrickson, you're a great American hero. Why did you let me down like this?
Oh, it's just show business, Ben. Well, now, hey, you invoked the show business clause. Now you have to get tased in the name of show business.
That's showbiz, baby.
Oh,
wow.
It's not gonna be ideal.
Daniel from Stanford got the receipts that we didn't even think about. How do we not bring all your tase talk, Ben? You try to act like I get tased. There's nothing as conclusive as that. And Wyatt Hendrickson,
Oh man,
he was outside the top 14. Egg all over your face.
What are you doing? Wyatt Henderson, you need to come to Wisconsin. I'm gonna teach you how not to get knocked out before the blood round this summer. I'll help you, brother. We like your aggressiveness. You're the most exciting wrestler in Division I wrestling right now.
Wow.
But you did cause me to get tased. So listen, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna buy my own taser and tase myself. So if we are in the same place and you guys remember to bring your taser, I'll take it. I'll take it. I said I was gonna do it. I'm a man of my word. I will take it.
Do you think JMZ has a taser? Big Second Amendment guy, but does he have a taser?
He's got a lot of other weapons.
He's got there. You're not welcome to tase me. It's Christian or JD.
Yeah, Keith the blasphemer, who said we didn't say things that we clearly said. That's documented on the internet for all time.
Although, hey, we should talk about how Shane just didn't show up to take his medicine today.
Oh yeah, Shane with the double duck. He hit the super duck last week. Now this is just a standard duck under elbow control, but he's ducking us. But he says he's gonna be back next week, and he's got a lot to talk about. So we'll see.
Man, I gotta get tased. This sucks.
Whose hair would be more adversely affected by a tase, yours or Shane's?
Because it's probably not gonna hurt as bad. It's probably one of those things where kids build up how bad the shot in their arms would be. It doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah,
that's why I should not be bitch. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying the word.
Fine.
I'm not cussing now. And I'll just surprise me, JD. Just speak up and just zap me in the back.
There's a range of voltage for tasers.
We
don't have to do the highest.
Different tasers.
Yes.
They made more than one as it turns out.
No, I you know what? I have not thought about how the tasers actually work, Christian. I just figured it was like, hey, here's a taser, use it, bzz, get them. That's all I thought. I didn't think there's a double taser or a triple taser or whatever.
Well, what are the ones that on cops they shoot at the guy? It's like it shoots out and digs in their skin.
They have prongs.
Yeah,
Isn't that what they all do?
No,
There's
some of them
handheld ones.
Some of them are they're just like a handheld, almost look like an electric razor, and it's like there's like a electric beam, and
I am more familiar with those.
Yeah, you're more familiar with those.
Yes,
that sounds easy. I don't want to get things stuck in me, so let's.
Yeah,
in any way, shape, or fashion.
They have
just shoot the electric.
They have some great tasers for kids. Just kids out of line, you just get a good kid tase. Yeah.
I know one time someone bet me my dog. We had an electric collar for my dog in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Someone bet me I wouldn't walk across. I did that. That didn't hurt that bad.
What a man! Have you ever touched an electric fence?
Yes,
I have.
I don't think I have.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. Kind of fun.
Dang it! Freaking Wyatt Hendrickson. Let's go already.
Daniel from Stanford. What an MVP. Thank you so much. Because you do 4.5 hours a week. It's hard to remember all the stuff that is said.
That might have been Watch Party. Actually, I don't even know.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think it was
He said it was from FRL.
Okay. But I'm saying add the Watch Party into all the.
Oh yeah, the chaos.
It basically all meshes together.
Yeah. Okie doke. Well, great one. It's gonna be hard to top Daniel from Stanford. He gets the MVP Question Asker Award for the day, that's the first time that award's existed. Any others?
There's one other one we can get to.
Let's play it.
Yo guys, what's up? First time caller, long time listener. Isn't that like how we're supposed to identify ourselves?
Yeah.
Got a question. As many people, I've been watching a ton of highlights and videos on YouTube post championships. David Carr stated after he lost his third-round match that Aaron Brooks came to his room that night, they prayed together, and he said he got his mind right to head into the next round after a loss. Forget the praying part. Doesn't matter here nor there. Is it normal that people from other teams would come in the middle of a tournament to console a friend who could potentially be an opponent? I just thought that was really weird. Maybe you'd get that consolation after a tournament. But he said he was literally in his hotel room that night. They were talking it out, praying together. And I just thought that was really strange. Just any thoughts would be greatly appreciated. Later.
Cool. I actually think I don't think this happens probably a lot, but I do think more and more these guys are friends. They've been friends for a while, and a lot of these guys they have relationships with guys on other teams. They've been wrestling at tournaments together, so there's relationships outside of, and it's not like he was going to wrestle a Penn State guy or anything like that after he lost. I think Aaron in particular, like Aaron was Gable's roommate all through the Olympics. Like they're close friends, they're not teammates or anything like that. So I really didn't think anything of that, although I won't pretend that it's something that is like super common.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously hope all the guys that train with us maintain their friendships. Say like Parker and Keegan have always been really close, and I think they maintain that. I know I saw after the Big 12 finals, Parker whooped up on Jeremiah Kent, and I know Keegan was, gave him a high five or whatever, which obviously becomes kind of weird, right? Because it's your like good friend versus your current teammate type of thing.
I don't think you should be doing that.
What's up?
I don't know if you should be doing that. I don't think you high five a guy after he beats your teammates, but it's like maybe maybe just keep it on the low a little bit. Like, hey man, nice job.
I think it was like I mean, he didn't come out to the field. It was like as he was walking back type of thing. I don't know. I hope they all maintain their friendships. And obviously, just because you're on the same college team, I mean, I had a really close college team and we kind of all got along. But I know that's not the case with everyone. So if you have someone you grew up with and you're close friends with them, to like, pick your current college teammate who may not get along with over them. Yeah, obviously you shouldn't be going rubbing anyone's face, but you don't want to lose those friendships.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a question about Michael Beard. I guess it's Rich Martin just asking if Michael Beard will transfer. I don't know.
Should he?
What'd you say?
Is it a voicemail or is it a regular question?
Just this was just an email.
Well, so how many more years does Dean just have one more year?
Dean has one more year.
I think it's unlikely Michael Beard transfers then.
Yeah, because I sort of agree. One,
unless
Penn State has a good
Christian,
track record of keeping guys around that are on the bench.
But one of the indications you came to the conclusion of is that you think Aaron Brooks would move up, and if that would be the case, then he would never have a starting spot again. So then maybe he should.
Well, I kind of thought he would at some point, but now I don't know. How much bigger is Aaron going to get?
I don't think he's moving up. I mean, that's just the feeling I get, but you never know, I guess.
Yeah. So, maybe he stays at 84 long term. And
Carter actually kind of looks bigger for his weight class, I feel like, than Aaron looks for his.
I don't think I would disagree with that. I feel like someone like Parker looks like, and Trent Hidley, they look as big, if not bigger, than Aaron.
Yes, I agree.
Parker's a big boy.
Yes.
Okay, so good question. I honestly don't see it. Look at the track record they have with keeping quality depth there. If a lot of them are happy at the school, they're getting better at wrestling, and they're they fight for their opportunity to start, and when their time comes, they try to make the most of it. I mean, you've got Kale and company have a great trump card with like, hey, listen, Kassar stuck around and he found a way in and it worked out for him, and that can be you. Like, you just got to believe, and then you can be like the Jesse Whitmer, the Anthony Kassar, like 1 year starter, and you can do it. Similar with Rashid. Rashid was in and out of the lineup, and they brought Mark Hall out of red shirt one of his years, and it worked out okay. So I don't see him leaving.
Yes, I would be shocked if he leaves.
Me too. Hunter McCord, where does DeSanto fit on all-time best to never win? I don't put him there. Although, if you look at his wins, he's beaten Nick Soriano. He's beaten Roman Bravo Young. He's beaten Stevan. He's beaten a lot of really good guys. But for the best to never win, I think about guys that we thought were going to win and didn't. And I can't think of a year we thought DeSanto was the favorite to win.
Yes, I feel the same way.
So I don't. He's certainly a good. He's a 3-time, 4-time All-American, depending how you slice it up. But I don't really put him there.
I don't think someone like you know who's going to make the conversation, but I kind of hope he doesn't.
No, he's not. He's
Dayton?
gonna win.
Who?
Dayton Fix.
If he goes 4 2s, that would be the lowest ever.
He would go. He would get to go. He would have to go 5 2s.
Oh, he would go 5 2s.
He has,
but at 4 2s,
assuming he takes all 5 years,
which he said he will.
Yeah,
right now,
because the lowest cumulative score. So what we're talking about is adding all your placements from NCAAs together right now is currently 10, right, or is it 11?
Wait, one more time.
If you add their NCAA finishes together, right? So, like Sam Hazelwinkle is 11, 3, 3, 3, 2. That equals 11.
Yes.
I believe who is it? McMullen maybe is 10.
Yeah, his is super low.
And I think maybe is there 1 9 or no?
What'd you say about 9?
Is there one of them that has a 9? So 2 2 2 3 would be 3 second places. 1 third place would be 9. Is there anyone that's there?
I don't know.
I'm almost positive Nomad did an article about this. He maybe never published it. He called it golf score by 4-time.
It was right there.
Was it?
Well, there's one that said golf score, and it was in draft mode.
Yeah, there you go. That one.
It's probably next to all this person named head coach at Pitt. We have like 5 of those in draft mode in like 2016.
Golf score 4, golf score 5, 6. Oh, this is including champions. So.
Champions.
Never mind.
We'll have to look into it.
Okay. All right. So I think McMullen would be at 10. I know McMullen's at 10. I think that might be the lowest.
Yeah, I would say like Hayes, Brian Snyder. Those are some of the best.
Yeah.
Come to mind top of my head. Even McMullen, like, I don't know if he was ever a favorite to win. Like, him getting third as a freshman was a pretty big surprise for his seed. Yeah. And then he was elite, and he beat. The thing is, he did beat the best of the best, right? He beat Tony Nelson. He beat Bobby Telford. He beat. I think he might have beaten Adam Kuhn. I know Adam Kuhn beat him in the famous scramble.
Yeah, I mean, another one that's on to me who would be way more likely to go on this list than Austin DeSanto would be Miles Amin. So he's like what 4, 3, 2, but he also he also has an Olympic bronze medal during that run, not after, but while he was in that thing. And a lot of other impressive wins as well. So that's like someone for me who would be more likely to go on the list than DeSanto.
Caldwell is a guy who comes up a lot.
Tyler, yep. He was 4 and then 3
his whole thing was he only had
4, 3, 2, 2.
He only lost to legends.
Yeah, he lost to like Dake, Burrows, Howe, Taylor. I think were like his NCAA losses.
Abbas went 6, 2, 2, 2.
That's pretty good.
Rough. Dwight Henson from Iowa State went something like 4, 2, 3, 2 or something like that.
All right. So, question from Matt Jansen. The pinnacle of wrestling is an Olympic gold medal, but there's only been one undefeated 4-time NCAA champion ever. What do you think is a more impressive accomplishment and why? Well, impressive.
Those things are not the same. right?
Yeah.
Impressive accomplishment and being the best aren't the same because one thing we're looking at a pinnacle, a peak of performance in likely in a singular day. So like say a Henry Cejudo would be probably a better example than Kale, where he really peaked super high on one day. Versus a longevity thing, which to go 4 years and never lose a match, it means you have no off days. Like you have to be up for 4 years straight. Kale obviously did them both. So I think they're kind of different categories and both are super impressive.
Yeah, I think, well, we will definitely see more Olympic champions than we will see 4-time undefeated D1
Absolutely.
champions. And the fact that it never happened previously and hasn't happened since, Yanni is just going to be he's going to be so dang close. He is like one errant shot against Jaden Ironman away from
Assuming he goes undefeated.
which I will assume that. Of course,
Yeah,
he
it's
may not.
probably more likely than not.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe Caprino in the chat brings up a good what if. Does Dayton have an asterisk if he goes 2-2-2-1?
What do you mean?
He goes
Four
4-2s,
Four
his
twos.
first 4 attempts, and then is a national champion.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'll still count him as an NCAA champ.
Well, of course you still count him, but like,
You get 5 cracks.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. That's honestly the crazy thing is
And it's not. You didn't even win it in your first 4 either.
It'll be crazy because it's going to be Roman and him next year, in my opinion, right?
Yep.
And so as crazy as that sounds, it's very possible that that's what happens, and then Roman graduates and then he wins it all. Because who's going to beat him after Roman's gone? I don't think there's anyone.
Nobody.
There's no one really in his strata.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That I can
Oh
think
my
of.
goodness. I just clicked on this has got to be the only time ever. I clicked on your article, All Americans by graduating class and big board position.
Yes.
You guys have graduating all Americans in this class graduated in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. You have 7 different years of high school graduating class, all reached all American. That could never be done again, ever.
For the love, please no.
Please, no, never.
Gotta stop.
Ben, you
Wow.
will like that article. I know you like that stuff.
Yeah, stats and stuff.
You like
A
reading.
lot of decent amount of all Americans who weren't top 100. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that were never top 100 recruits.
One of those was Younger Bastida, who obviously was not eligible.
I mean, you guys should have saw the light and ranked him even if he was international.
Yeah, start ranking Cubans.
I wasn't sure exactly what year he graduated high school or what that scenario was. So he did not get a graduating class either.
Dang, this article's awesome.
Thank you.
Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Yours truly?
Wow.
JD, you know how to do all this fancy these are like what are these chart type things where you're showing
Tables.
their what are tables? Tables. I don't do tables in my line of work.
I don't
What
know
are
how
these
to hear any more
tables? They're
about
so
tables.
fancy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone can find this article on FloWrestling.org.
Yep.
So is Deacon the highest big board? So he is Max Dean's pretty high too. So Max Dean was 74 on the big board. Deacon was 97 on the big board in their graduating classes.
Deans love to be obscure big board people and then just win NCAs. It's one of their favorite moves.
All other finalists were in the top 12, though.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
All other champs, you mean?
Yes. Sorry.
Not finalists.
Yes, champs.
Yeah.
Because like Keyshawn Clark was unranked. Quincy Monday 40. And then most of them were pretty high though. Miles Mean was 46. Yeah, most of the other ones are relatively high.
All other finalists besides Kizon were on the big board.
It's heavyweight is interesting because you have, and it's almost one of those things like, are we overranking heavyweight? But you have essentially 4 heavyweights who are in the top 3 in the big board. And you have a weight class like 197 where the highest one is number 7 on the big board.
Yeah. Heavyweights pan out.
There's only 8 All-Americans at every weight in college, no matter what. So they're all gonna, only have a top 8.
So, Another question.
You know what I'm saying? Like a guy who's that high on the big board, maybe in alternate years, you know that if there's let's just say there's 4 of them who are in the top 2. There's 4 in the top 3 here. They can't all place that high because there's 4 of them. Whereas another weight class, obviously they could.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Or no?
I actually don't, but
You catch my drift, Christian?
I'm
Can you
catching
explain it? Since I'm not effectively explaining it.
No.
Can you explain it?
explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah.
Explain it. If the big board position is a ranking of which any weight class.
All weights,
is,
correct.
Right. And so essentially you're trying to look at how they're going to finish during their college careers. Well, if all the highly ranked ones are in the same weight class, then by definition, some of them can't finish all that high, right? Whereas another weight class, they're going to have a lot of high finishes, despite maybe not being ranked as high on the big board.
We feel that.
Okay.
All right. Question. If Aaron Brooks wins all 4, who gets bumped off the top 5 all-time Penn State team? And
This
where
is
would
easy.
Brooks sit?
This is easy, Christian.
Okay.
Want an easy answer here?
Yeah.
You don't do a top 5 anymore, dummies. You do a top 6 because none of them need to get bumped. Boom.
Okay. All right. Well, does he go in front of any of the top 5? Is the question that you're trying to avoid.
I avoided it perfectly. We have dedicated a whole show to ranking those 5 guys. We have discussed many other shows, their order, and then how certain people may go in or out of it. Do we need to do it again?
No, do you think he would pass a Nolf or a Nickel?
You did the old Shane Sparks making a Mount Rushmore, but he just added one extra person.
every time someone else good comes along, we put it. Now we have a 7-person Mount Rushmore.
That's what we do. It's just like why you don't need to argue teammates against each other. Yeah, I feel like at this point, it's hard because as far as a winning perspective, yes, he's equivalent or above some of those guys. But from a butt kicking perspective, I don't think he is right now. No, as far as like what I think of him as a folk style wrestler, I think those 5 are higher.
Yeah,
he's got too many close matches.
Yeah, if he becomes more of a dominator, it'll be more of it. But his last 2 years, you would expect that to increase at least somewhat.
Except all of those other guys were very high bonus points very early on. Maybe not their freshman years, but by their sophomore years,
no, they were kicking necks in as freshmen. Nolf,
not Zane,
not Zane,
except
would
Zane.
be the one. And I think Nickel maybe had a little lower bonus percentage also as a freshman, and then really cranked it up as a sophomore.
He was beating a lot.
Let me look. I will
Nolf
give you
was
the
pretty
answer.
Nolf was insane as a freshman for sure. He pinned Imar.
No. So Bo as a redshirt went 41%, then 65% the following year, then 77, 74, and then 90 as a senior. So Bo definitely climbed the rungs as he got older.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Whereas let me see how Aaron Brooks compares to that graphic. Although Aaron's already older. So Brooks wrestle. Sorry, I'm typing. I'm talking as I'm typing. All right, Aaron Brooks wrestle stats. So he goes. Yeah, so I mean he's actually 66% as a I don't even know what gray shirt or something, then 57% as a second year gray shirt, then 43, 50, 63. So he has not taken that large step up that some of these other guys did.
Yes.
Ben, before we sign off, one more thing. I think article I just wrote you might find interesting.
Sweet.
There's a chance you could make the case that Cal Poly and North Carolina are better at the transfer game than Penn State. And I have the data to prove it.
Wow.
Okay, show me. Where is it? Is it in our? I don't see it in here.
Tyler, you can pull up the article.
Pull the documents in, please.
But at this year's NCAA championships, if you look at how many points teams scored with transfers minus how many points were scored by guys who left and transferred elsewhere, Penn State is 5th.
Because
deep dive into how transfers performed at NCAA championships. Huh. Interesting.
Because A1 Nick Sirianni left and scored 23 points for Michigan.
Interesting. Huh.
But very soon, Penn State will be on
points scored by
just
former wrestlers. Wow. Delta transfer point. Is that so? Huh. I can't give this answer live, but it's like, is that the right way to think about it? Would be, do you think that's the right way to think about this question, Christian?
What if who
Since
does the
JD wrote
transfer
the article,
best?
he's biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gave all the data. I'm just saying that this is one way to look at it.
Yeah,
I would not
yeah.
make that case.
I
I
agree.
think Penn State probably does play the transfer game the best, but I think it should be taken into consideration at least.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, if you already have good, because like say, if you already have really good guys in spots, you're not going to need to get
Well,
transfers.
guess what? They really
So,
needed
like,
a 25 this year.
Yeah, I would say
True.
it's not it's not perfect because you're just looking at NCAA team points, right? And Drew Hildebrandt gave them tremendous benefit through the year of having him. I mean, without him they don't win the Iowa duel, right? He majored Jesse Ibarra. That doesn't happen.
So, Christian. The other thing too is like, if you already have successful guys on your team, like you're not going to need someone to transfer if you're at Penn State if you're 74, 84, 97 heavyweight, right? You're not going to get a transfer in because
you would have said that, but then they brought in Max Dean over a guy that was a freshman All-American. They brought in Greg Kerfleet over Seth Nevels, who was like number one for a period of time. So they will bring in the guys.
Yeah,
And
I guess maybe they will.
They sent Cornell all the way to the bottom of this list.
Wow.
Oh,
Cornell
because
had
minus Max Dean's points.
Yep, and nobody transferring in really to the Ivies.
Delta. Oh, negative. Oh, man. Oh, Northwestern got brutalized too.
Sebastian.
Man, and so you wonder though. I mean, part of this you wonder like, okay, so for Northwestern, they did a great. We all agree that they did a great job coaching the guys up that they have.
Heck yeah.
And so we almost think with Northwestern are there extraneous factors which led to those transfers? Like, Sebastian just wanted to go home to New Jersey and it had nothing to do with his feelings towards the Northwestern coaching staff, or maybe the school is really hard and they don't have the graduate degree that the athlete wanted.
Which I say
right?
in this article, there are many reasons for an athlete just to transfer, not just
the team
fit.
Dude,
sometimes the guys graduate and they're like, I really want to get this degree, and this school does not offer it. I need to go somewhere else for my last year or two.
Think about this. If Northwestern gets Sebastian's points, they're third.
Dang.
What about Michic's points, too?
Well, that's they're still third.
He probably didn't outscore Tal Shahar by that much.
Tal Shahar scored 1 point. So if you add 19.5 to their 57.5.
Michic scored 4.5.
They pass. They would beat Iowa. They would be behind, and Arizona State. How crazy is that? Don't tell Coach Storniel, even though I'm sure he's probably crunched that number and raged through something. Dang it, Sebastian.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Anyway, we're getting out of here.
Good, because I got pee so bad. I was almost at the
I'm gonna get tacos. It's time for us to go.
Tacos, lucky son of a guns.
Come on, could be you, but you're playing, Ben. Start AWA. You can retire from media and just hang out with the boys and eat tacos. It'd be fun.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you, Ben. See you, JD. Even though we're going to the same place, we're gonna see you everywhere. Actually, can't avoid this guy. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Thank you. Goodbye.